Hi everyone, welcome to the episode 3 for the Petuum Demystifying AI video series. My name is Victor.
I'm Kristina.
You've seen our first 2 episodes and you're probably wondering who the heck are Kristina and Victor. And we thought we'll share a little bit about ourselves, share a little bit about the company, so you know why we are doing this video, and you know a little bit about us and why we joined the company and why we are here.
Yeah, so you heard from the last 2 videos. We're calling this video series Demystifying AI. So really what we're trying to accomplish is basically being able to debunk some of the misconceptions, to educate folks at all levels. So we're planning on bringing in some more technical machine learning engineers to talk about the details, even some folks who are more subject matter experts on industry and applications. And we're really open to whatever you guys want to hear as well.
Before we get into it, I'd like to know you a little bit better, Kristina.
Okay, more about Kristina.
Yeah, tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and maybe get into like why you joined the Petuum as well.
Yeah. So my education was actually on drones and robotic technology. I think whenever you interviewed me before I joined, you saw a university name on my resume.
Yes, there was a check mark for me. Yeah. So I said, oh, yes.
So thanks to my alumni, I went to school at a place called Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So a lot of folks become like pilots who become aeronautical engineers, aerospace engineers, go to that school. And so I always had a passion for all things that fly. And so that's where I got my roots. And so I got out of school. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and oil and gas is really big there.
Yeah.
And so I started figuring out how do I merge these 2 things. And so I had always been focused more on like, how do you use a drone in a business environment? And very quickly it started to I started to realize it was more about the data than it was about the drones and the hardware. And that's actually really cool, thinking about how people can use different devices, collect information, and then how do you make different inferences that can actually change your business. And so I've played in all different types of industrial spaces, and ultimately that's what made me choose Petuum to come here and see how I could up-level that.
That's great. We're glad that you're here.
Yeah. And you have quite a bit of a different background. So Victor, tell us a little bit more about you.
I have more of a technology background. So you can probably call me a little bit of a geek because I geek out on technology. So throughout my career, I've always managed to find myself in the latest technology that I'm passionate about. That's great.
We got 2 things in common.
I actually started out as an engineer, but then I realized I like talking to people. I like engaging with customers, like sharing with them what we do from a company standpoint, and therefore transitioned from a engineering role to a more customer-facing role, and which is why I'm doing marketing and product marketing in my last few years. So the reason probably why I joined Petuum is really because when I was looking at different startups at the time, most of the startups who do AI, they probably have 1 or 2 AI experts. And those 1 or 2 experts essentially become the core on how they're building the company and technology.
Right.
But when I was approached by Petuum, it was mind-blowing for me where we have 50 plus ML experts sitting in this small little company and trying to solve very sophisticated problems for customers. So that really resonated with me, resonated with my geekiness.
Yeah, sure.
and that's a big reason why it attracted me to Petuum.
So that covers a little bit about why we joined the company, who we are. Now you know a little bit about us. Why don't we transition into who is Petuum?
Yeah.
And let's say that again for the audience. So how do you say it now that they heard me?
Yeah, so you said it perfectly. So the founders are big-time classical music lovers. So one of the classical musical piece that they love a lot is called Perpetuum Mobile. So that's how the company name came about. It's from the classical musical piece Perpetuum Mobile. So the founders took Petuum from Perpetuum.
There we go.
So that's how you can pronounce the company name, and that's how the company name came about.
Yeah, and you have a dog on your shirt with Petuum on it.
This is a limited edition. It's no longer available.
I don't have one of those. Yeah.
So I'm happy. No.
Yeah.
So the reason for the terrier is really because the heritage of the company. So the two founders, Eric and Chirong, they were from Carnegie Mellon University, and the mascot for Carnegie Mellon University CMU is a terrier. The Scottish Terrier.
Yep.
So the marketing team thought it was kind of fun to put a terrier and with all of the AI imageries into a T-shirt to go and attract talents. So obviously, if you're from CMU, we have a lot of CMU engineers. When they see this, they got excited. It's also funny when we bring the same T-shirt to other universities.
They don't like it so much?
Fortunately, they haven't figured out that this is a CMU mascot. But they find this a very nice, cute little T-shirt, so they got excited to wear it. And
everyone likes dogs, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the story behind the T-shirt.
Perfect. Okay, so now we know more about the dog on the T-shirt, but what about the company, right? Like, what do we actually do day to day? Who is Petuum? What do we actually sell?
Yeah, so maybe I'll go back a little bit about the history of Petuum and why it got founded. So the founders early on realized that machine learning is a very difficult problem, and today is still a very difficult problem because different people would build it differently. Essentially, even within the same company with machine learning experts, you have different people using different tools, different ways of doing it, and even once they have built a model and applications, the need to scale it becomes a big issue. Yeah. So early on, what they found was machine learning, unlike traditional software, by throwing more compute resources, it's just not going to scale linearly. And so Eric and Chirong essentially found a way to break that unnecessary logjam, where they were able to come up with very innovative distributed learning and parallelization methodologies, where essentially you don't have to process or compute your machine learning work linearly, but you can actually break it out into different machines and have them take on smaller tasks. And then eventually they will converge and get to the same level of accuracy compared to like a traditional software.
So you actually have written a very interesting blog on this. Yeah. It might have been one of the factors that made me join, but it was talking about how do you treat AI like it's drunk. So that's definitely a good intro to distributed learning. If you guys want to learn a little bit more, if you have questions, feel free to ask us in the comments or follow up. But that'll give you a little bit of an overview of the core technology that we have at Petuum. But in addition to that, so we also have our end-to-end software as a service for industry. So you've got the platform and some core ML as the technology, and what we do is we basically bundle these up together to solve different real-world problems for our industrial customers.
Exactly. I think especially on the scalability element, because it's so hard for any companies or any individual organizations to build it on their own, we essentially bundle that together into our own platform and provided that as a SaaS service to customers.
Yeah.
When customers get a hold of our platform, it essentially comes with all the key ingredients to scale, distributed learning, and so on. That's not how necessarily we are selling it to the customers today. In fact, we provide it to the customers at a higher level, where the customers come to us and say, I have a business problem, how can you solve that?
Exactly.
Or we have what we call different accelerators that we put together on top of the platform, where we provide the full package solutions to the customers.
Yeah. So again, like we mentioned at the beginning of this video, so we're going to be doing a series here. We're going to be talking from the perspective of these technical folks, internally and externally. We're going to be bringing on some folks from the field, all different types of industries, from cement, steel, you name it. If you're interested, drop a comment below, like, subscribe. And yeah, we're looking forward to bringing you guys some really fun entertainment, and maybe we'll teach you a thing or two along the way.
Yeah, and we look forward to having a continuous conversation with you, and we look forward to sharing more and bringing more value to you. So let us know what you like, and we hope to see you again very soon.